All right, back here on Radio Row, Super Bowl in New Orleans. Talking ball with Pat Leonard on the Believe Network, brought to you by Boom Chaga, Saloretta for Men, My Bookie, and Estate 98 Coffee. And we are here with David Picioski, Head of Marketing for Team Sports at Wilson Sporting Goods. David, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. So you have the Duke here. This is a special thing in New York, especially. I cover the Giants and the NFL for the New York Daily News. And could you get into a little bit of why it's called the Duke and what makes that so special?
Sure. So, as you mentioned, New York, the Giants' former owner, I guess current owner, Wellington Mara, he would always used to follow his dad around football games and all that, and the players gave him the nickname Duke. So as he sort of established himself as a player and as a coach and owner afterwards, he grew to be sort of larger than life. And after his passing, George Halas, who was the Chicago Bears, said we should do something to sort of honor Wellington and figure out something with the league. So it came to Wilson, and we decided to name our role the Duke. So the official role was the Duke.
So Ben McAdoo, when he was the coach for a couple of years in New York, he used to say to his players every day, "Protect the Duke."
Yep.
Really resonated because it is iconic, and it also spoke exactly to the game itself. So Wilson has supplied the official football of the NFL since 1941, and Wilson produces these footballs in the factory in Ada, Idaho. Is that how you pronounce it?
Ada,
Ohio. Man, struggling with my pronunciations today.
It's all good. No, it's a small town in Ohio. We take a ton of pride in being in that town. We listen to the water tower in town. We sort of are immersed in it, and the town is immersed in us. It's a really cool experience and energy that you get being there, knowing that Wilson is such a prominent position.
So is there's an expansion going on now with this factory?
So the factory that we had in place up until last year was around since 1955.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, from 1955 to 2024, quite a long time for a building to be up and operating and producing all these footballs. So we invested to create a brand new state-of-the-art $15 million facility right next door. So the old factory is still there. It's sort of like the museum, if you will, for the current employees, but we have moved operations over next door. And so all of the operations happens at that facility.
The most fascinating thing I've ever seen at the Super Bowl experience that they construct every year, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it was watching the employees at Wilson with the machines and hand stitching produce the footballs right in front of your eyes. Never seen anything like it. How do they do that and keep it so precise so that every football is the same ball? I really don't understand it. Because you're seeing them flex the leather, you're seeing them stitch it by hand. It's just hard to imagine that they can replicate it.
I think there's also a bit of beauty in that too, right? It's not a machine that you press a button and it comes out exactly the same. This is real leather, it's cowhide, it lives and breathes. It's sort of a real living object, if you will, right? And so we take a ton of pride in handcrafting, blood, sweat, and tears put into each ball, and that's, I think, the unique part of it is, not many of the products that are made nowadays have that real authenticity of a real human going through this 20-step process, laboring over this thing for NFL players to get the best part.
I had no idea about this stat. 108 game balls to each team for the Super Bowl. Is that correct?
Yeah. So as soon as the NFC and the championship games are finished, the teams are flying are actually limited over, and they're looking at getting as many balls as they can out for that week.
That's really cool.
To
The logo.
buy the teams like these footballs because, as you know, the 2 weeks for the Super Bowl is sort of prepare right after their final championship. And so they do players football with the stands and the make sure it's
So, as somebody who works at Wilson Company, do you love fumbles? Because when a fumble happens, your product gets camera time. You think of like the Chiefs Eagles 2 years ago. Jalen Hurts fumbles, then he accidentally kicks the ball as he's chasing it. I mean, the football is getting so much time.
Yeah.
You know, is that ever a talking point? Like, hey, there were 6 turnovers today. Like, this was a big day for Wilson.
Not necessarily, but it is something that we enjoy to see anytime we can get this thing close and personal. And the interesting part about it too is every team, depending on the weather, the grass, the elements, they sort of treat the football differently. So a lot of times you see this ball that looks kind of reddish, if you will, and then you see them throwing it around, it kind of looks like dark brown. Sometimes.
Yep.
And it's just based on the treatment they put on it to throwing and all that kind of stuff. So it does change forms, if you will.
And how about the measurements too?
Yeah.
Like, so you guys are the only people who like turnovers and extended measurements for first downs, right?
Anytime we can get more camera time, I'm happy.
So the Football Factory started producing the official game ball in 1955. This is something I didn't know too. This is the 50. This isn't just Super Bowl 59. This is the 59th Super Bowl for the Wilson ball, correct?
Yep. So we've been a part of the NFL since 1941. Obviously, that predates any Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And so since the Super Bowl was created, we have created a Super Bowl. So it's our 59th anniversary.
Does the consistency and continuity of producing it at the youth level, all the official youth levels, high school, college, NFL, like, is that an important part to all of your partners as well? That like the athletes are playing with the same product and it's the exact same one every time they pick it up?
Yeah, for the most part. This is sort of like the cream of the crop. NFL professionals are using this ball. We have a ton of other different sizes and materials that we use depending on the pH. So as we are building for youth or popcorn, etc., that's going to look and feel a little bit different. The process will be a little bit different than the NFL. Obviously, it's we're going to developing NFL. It's not fun, but flag footballs as well as flag football picks up. Are we designing flag to sort of fit that game? Everything is taken into account. We don't just take it off the shelf and say, hey, you can get this football. It's designed for the game.
Interesting. Having kids myself, I know you could have 10 footballs. There's a new cool one on the shelf. Yeah. It's coming home.
We need it, right?
You know, exactly. Absolutely. All right, a few sponsor segments. First is Here Comes the Boom, brought to you by Boom Chaga Mushroom Super Drink. I normally ask my guests a prediction for who's going to make a big impact in the Super Bowl, but could ask it to you from the standpoint of what big impact you've seen either on Wilson or Wilson's impact on the game that you feel fits this boom mentality.
Yeah, so I think the biggest element is just the education that these footballs are made by humans, real hands, in a factory, in the USA. I think we take a ton of pride in that. So that's my fun fact that catches people by surprise sometimes, who aren't, as educated on how the process goes. So I love to throw that out all the time. But just the fact that we've been partners since 1941, that's been 80 plus years, right? There's not many partnerships in sports that have lasted that long. There's a reason for it. Right? Both sides getting along, understanding each other's goals, helping each other throughout the process. We've signed many extensions as recently as last year. They invest and care about what we do, and we do the same back to them, and that's why we have such a great relationship and been running so long.
Look Good, Feel Good, Play Good, brought to you by Sal Loretta for menswear in Midland Park, New Jersey. Go get right. They keep me right for all my Giants and NFL games and the podcast. So Look Good, Feel Good, Play Good. Do you have a version of a Super Bowl Wilson ball over the years, or that sticks out to you as your favorite logo on the ball, or a favorite moment in a game that the Wilson ball has stood out?
Yeah, so it pains me to say this, but I'm a Bears fan. So I remember our last Super Bowl, which was a long time ago, but not as long ago. We lost that to the Colts, but that kickoff, Devin Hester returning it, that was one of the coolest moments. And so that Super Bowl just sticks out to me. Not only in just a really awesome experience as a Bears fan. You get to see a moment like that. Obviously, we didn't win, but really special.
And finally, Pat's Picks brought to you by MyBookie. Who do you like in the game, Chiefs or Eagles?
I have so many Philadelphia Eagles fans in my life. A ton of friends, all my best friends in group chat right rolling up right now. If I don't say Eagles, I'm not going to make it out of here. So,
He is Dave Picioski from Wilson, the head of marketing for team sports at Wilson Sporting Goods. The factory is in Ohio. Don't come after me, Ohio. I am very sorry. We all need editors. This is Talking Ball with Pat Leonard, Super Bowl Radio Row in New Orleans. David, thank you so much for coming on.
appreciate it.